Hey guys, this is Cindy.
And Kelly.
And we are going to teach you a couples yoga practice. You do not have to be with a romantic partner to do this. Just find somebody that will do it with you because it feels really good for both people. So we're going to start with our legs crossed, either one in front that feels most comfortable. In easy pose or Sukhasana, crisscrossing, one in front, one in back. And then you can just put your hands on your partner's legs and sit really tall. And just take a few moments and connect eyes and maybe connect with a smile. And if you need to say anything to each other, then do. And then for just a moment, close your eyes and take a few breaths to center for yourself. So just breathing in and out through your nose. And then maybe you can connect your breath to your partner's, where you start breathing at the same pace with the same rhythm. And then flutter the eyes open. We'll back up just a little to come to cobbler, which is like butterfly. So you can put your hands behind you or wherever you need to. Bring the soles together and sit as close as you can. And then take each other's wrists. So your hands are holding onto wrists. And we're going to cow and cat. So you're going to lean back and trust your partner's not going to let you go. And arch your back. As you exhale, you're going to press your spine behind you. Tuck your chin. So pulling on your partner, giving you a nice stretch. Inhale up into a cow, the arms stay straight, and exhale into your cat. 2 more times. Just move together at the pace that feels good for you guys. 1 more time. And bring it up to the center. So as you let go of hands, come back to Sukhasana, easy pose. And with your favorite leg, we're going to do both, but we'll start with our favorite. To take a seated twist. So you're going to look opposite from your partner because you're mirror images of each other. Take your right hand, both of you, behind your back. Now take your left hand and see if you can reach over and get your partner's right hand. Sit nice and tall. And just gently pull each other into a twist, gazing over the right shoulder, hooking at your fingers, and breathing. Now slowly come back to center and release. So now let's change legs so you have a little balance in the hips. Sit the way that feels more awkward for you. And then take your left hand, both of you, behind your backs. Take your right hand and try to get their left. Sitting nice and tall. Just gently pull. So you can communicate. It's important to if you need to. Telling each other if you need a little more or you need a little less.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. And just slowly release and bring it back to center. Now we're going to turn around and come back to back. So just turn around and sit with your feet planted on the floor, hips distance apart. Sit tall, place your hands next to you on the floor, and then bring the backs of your heads together. So make sure one isn't pushing more than the other, so you want to feel that you're as connected in your whole back as you can be, so that you're equally holding on to the pose. And so now we're just taking some back breaths together. Maybe connect back with the breathing of your partner. Try to keep the heads together. So we're going to take just a few flows. So I'm going to lean into a little back bend, and Kelly is going to just fall forward. And then I'm going to come up and walk my fingers forward, falling over my thighs, and he gets to take a back bend. Inhale. One of you is up and one of you is down. And exhale, switch places. Do 2 more rounds of this, each of you doing the pose twice more. Feel a little contraction in your abdominals, so your transitions are very mindful and safe. Last time. And bring it back up to a tall back. Let's sit in Sukhasana again with your favorite leg in front. Sit nice and tall. We're going to take another seated twist back to back. So place your right hand on your own left knee, and then take your left hand over toward their right knee. It may not get all the way depending on the proportions of the both of you, but as close as you can get it, just in a place that's comfy. Breathe it in and then breathe out, and pulling on your own leg and their leg, trying to keep your backs connected, and breath long. Now slowly come back to center. And then take your own left hand to your own right knee, and then your right hand to their left knee or somewhere close to it. Try to stay as back to back as you can. Breathe in and lengthen. Breathe out, gently pulling on both of your legs to rotate. And on your exhale, come back to the center. Now we'll bring the soles of the feet back together in cobbler. Instead of flowing on this one back and forth, we're going to hold. So I'm going to recline in a back bend first, and Kelly is going to fold. Just try to keep connection, and if you can, rest your head on their back or wherever it falls. And the person on top, who's like me, flip the palms up so your chest really opens. The person on the bottom, like Kelly, find a little contraction in the abs and let the neck go. And then if you need to, communicate. Make sure you're never hurting each other and you're just helping each other to stretch and open and relax. And then take your time to slowly come up, just with a breath in the center with a tall back. You can put your hands on your knees. And then we're going to do the opposite. So now Kelly gets to recline back. Let me fix my hair. And I'm going to fold forward. So if your partner ever gives you too much weight and it hurts, make sure you tell them. Partner who's in a back bend, palms up, heart open. Partner who's in a forward bend, a little abdominal contraction, and a very relaxed neck. Now slowly bring yourself back up. Place hands on knees and sit tall. So let's bring our feet back to the floor for a moment with knees up, keeping back-to-back positioning. Now, Kelly is going to straighten his legs out long like a staff pose with flexed feet. Try to keep your backs as close together as you can. And I'm going to recline in a back bend, and he is going to forward fold. Heart open on the back bend person, chest and shoulders soft on the forward folder. See if you can connect to each other's breath, and if it feels right, then bring yours in sync with theirs. Slowly, both of you come up to center. Take a moment with your backs flat, hands by your sides. And switch. So Kelly will bend his knees and plant his feet. And I will stretch my legs out into staff. So Kelly knows that I have a pulled hamstring. So he's going to go really gentle. We've already communicated about that. If you've got something, make sure you communicate with your partner about that. Long exhalations through the nose. And slowly bring it up. So both of you slide your legs into staff and just take a moment. Close your eyes and take a cleansing breath. And now we're going to make our way up off the floor very mindfully. So you can just swing your feet around to one side, bring your hands to the floor, tuck the toes, and come up to standing with your partner. Now we're going to come back to back again in a standing pose. So, you know, we have a height difference, so we just want to feel as close together as we can be. Feet hips distance, toes widely spread. Take your arms out to T's. Now Kelly is going to bring his on the bottom and mine are on the top. And then bring your hands together. You can lace your fingers, or if there's a big difference in your arm length, you don't have to lace your fingers. He's just going to very gently start stretching my shoulders. You can cut my hands. And then he's just going to take his hands forward, which brings mine back.
Make sure you talk.
Yeah, so I can take a little bit more. You want to really feel this open up your chest, the fronts of the shoulders. It should feel good. Both of you breathing. Both of you communicating. Couple more breaths. Now come back to center, let go of hands, you're going to switch places. So I'm going to the bottom, he's going to the top. And then we can lace fingers or just hold hands. And now I'm going to stretch him. Is that enough?
Yeah.
And then just breathe. And come back to the center and just release your arms into a mountain pose. Now, we're going to do an assisted back bend posture, but you don't have to do this both ways. I have a back issue and I'm a lot shorter than Kelly, so I'm not going to pick him up. But if you two are pretty equal in height or size or strength, then you can both do this one. We're just going to show you one person, but go for it if you want. So I'm going to be the flyer. My arms are going to go on top. His arms are going on the bottom. He's the base. So base, bend your knees, and you're going to scoop your belly and start to round forward, and flyer, fall back into his back. Let your feet come off the floor, and just feel the weight of your legs opening up the front of the body. Now slowly, the base will start to come up. Find the floor, flyer, and then just take a moment in mountain. So feel free to do the other person. So the flyer's arms go on top, the base's arms go on the bottom. We are going to go into, we're not going to do it. We're going to go into an assisted chair, which is a little harder than it looks. So bring your hands to heart center, elbows out to the sides. And now you've got to keep your backs together, but step forward to find your chair pose. So tall, communicate, go slowly, and then start bending your knees. And you want to both be equally pressing to the center. You'll feel some ab work, and you'll definitely feel some quad work here. Heads are up, maybe together. If one person starts getting really tired and you need to come out of it, tell your other person so you guys don't fall. And when you're ready, talk to each other. Slowly come up and walk back and find your mountain pose. So turn around and face the same way, side by side. We're going to do a twin tree, which is really fun because you can hold trees so much longer when you've got somebody to hold on to. We're going to take our inside hands together at the top. You can lace fingers or just palms, however it works good for you, and keep that arm up. Now we're going to take our outside foot to tree at the ankle, on the calf, or grab your ankle and bring it to your thigh. And then you can take your other arm out like a little V. So both of you have a drishti, and you're both standing tall. Press your knee back. Breathe in and out through your nose. And slowly bring it down. And turn around, so you'll just face the opposite direction. Inside hands together above you, laced or not laced. Starting your mountain feet right underneath your hips. Take your outside foot to tree at ankle, calf, or grab the ankle and bring it to your thigh. And then your outside hand can come to V. Still keeping your shoulders down. Press your knee back. Feel like you just keep getting taller and taller. And then exhale and bring it down. So this next one, we're both gonna do, but you can, again, only have the bigger person be the base and the flyer can be the smaller person. But if you both feel equally strong, this one doesn't have much to do with height. It's more just about strength. But if you've got a good solid down dog, you should be able to hold each other up. So Kelly's gonna step at the back of the mat and come down into his down dog. So he walks his hands forward, spreading out his fingers, dropping his head and feeling nice and stable in fingertips. Now I'm going to go in front of him and bring my hands down, and nice and slow I'm going to step one foot and then the other on his back, making sure I have a drishti, and then I'm going to gently press my chest back, which is really giving Kelly a great stretch, right? Mm-hmm. And the head's falling, the spine is lengthening, and the breath is flowing.
Push more. There you go.
Communicate. So you want to come out mindfully, always abdominals, flyers softly, steps to the floor, and then the base walks back. And you both roll up. So we're going to take it in the other direction. So I'll turn around and you turn around. And then stepping out from me in my down dog. And then Kelly's going to bring his hands down. And then one foot and the other on my back. Good. You got it?
Yeah.
Just breathe.
Not too much.
No. Both of you drop your head. So this feels really good for the bottom person too. They get really, the base gets the best part, which is good. Now the flyer has to come down slow, mindful. And then walking it back and rolling it up. Okay. Now, we're going to do another little kind of trick in couples yoga, and I'm only going to be the flyer and Kelly's going to be the base. But again, if you're more equal in strength and injuries and whatnot, then you can both do this because it's very, very fun. So Kelly is going to lie down on his back. And Make sure you're using core strength. Now remember, if your base person has a back problem, leave this one out too. So he's gonna bring his knees up to his chest, and I'm gonna try to guide the soles of his feet to my hip points, these two little points in front. So you, the flyer, have to get their feet in the right spot. Now I start leaning in as we lace fingers. Keep your elbows straight, both of you, the flyer and the base. And then just slowly, he straightens his legs. And I come up. And then the flyer just wants to try to lift their legs high as you can. You can play around with bending your knees, lifting your chest. If you feel super safe and you've got this, open your arms to the sides, flyer, or grab your feet in a bow if you want to go crazy. Make sure you got some pillows underneath you. And now to come out of it, just bend the knees base, find the floor, and he can rest for a second, and I can take a mountain for a second in a cleansing breath. So now we're both going to make our way onto the floor, and then Kelly is going to back up a little bit facing me. I'm going to sit in a butterfly cobbler, so soles together, knees apart, as close as I can. Now Kelly's sitting in a staff pose. He's sticking his feet right up to the fronts of my shins. And then you can hold hands or wrists, whichever you can reach. Kelly's going to be the puller this time. I'm the one getting stretched. And he's just going to very gently recline back. Drop your head and shoulders and contract your abdominals, both people. And slowly bring it up. Now trade places. So Kelly will find his cobbler, and I'm going to bring my feet right up in front of his ankles or shins. And then holding on to hands or wrists. So go slow. Kelly's got like a knee thing going on. So, all right, he gave me the cue. That's enough. And then just breathe. Both of you need a little abdominal contraction. And slowly come back. So now we're going to put the hands behind us and open our legs wide to the sides. So you may be different in who can go wider. So just kind of go to where the more narrow person can go and try to get your feet together. And then you can again hold fingers, hands, or wrists on this one. And I'll be the stretcher and he'll be the puller first. So go slow. This one can be pretty big and intense for some people. He's just leaning back, and then I'll release my head. And then breathe. Communicate if you want to go deeper or come out of it. And slowly come to the center. Now switch places. So I'll begin to gently pull and Kelly gets the stretch. Maybe you can hear the sound of each other's breathing here. And bring it up to center. Now we're going to do a lateral twist with this one. So take each other's right hand, all right? You can like do a shake hand, or if you had space, you could also grab the wrists. Both of you take your left hand high into the air, sit tall, bending to the right laterally, kind of pulling into hands to help you find more of a stretch and more stability. Try to keep the arm back and the heart forward. Slowly come back up and switch. So bring your two left hands or wrists together. Take your right hand high in the air. Reach up top. Now start bending to your left. Keep the heart forward. Opening up between the shoulder, the armpit, the hip. and bring it back to center. So we're going to bring our legs in and put the feet down for a buddy boat. I've got a pulled hamstring, so we're going to go into this very, very slowly. If you can't keep your hands bound, you both can put your hands behind you and do this without holding on to hands. So you're going to sit tall, and we're going to just hook our hands because of my stuff going on, but you could hold hands or you can hold wrists. Try to lift your back really tall. So you're gonna make the mirrored foot, so one will be right, one will be left at the same time. I'm doing this one first. Up in the air, and you can stay if you want. You can keep your knee bent if you want. Or you can contract the abdominals a lot and try to lift back. So just keep lifting your heart, keep breathing. And then slowly come back. All right, we're gonna go into Shavasana. So if you are with a romantic partner, you can lie kind of cheek to cheek. So you would just flip over on your back, head to head. Don't bonk heads on the way down. And when you get there, you can put your cheeks together and just rest your arms by your sides. So if you don't want to go cheek to cheek, maybe this is a new friend, you could just lie back and hold hands. If you are just platonic friends, you could just lie in your separate spaces into Shavasana. Let all the things you've just done soak in and echo throughout your body. Feel relaxed and supported. Keep everything in the present. Slowly start to deepen your breath. And find a little movement. Gently waking up. And you can draw your knees up into your chest and give yourself a little hug. Find a very mindful way up to seated. And you can face your partner again, just like we started. You can place your hands on their knees if you'd like, or your own. Just close your eyes. Have a little moment of thanks and gratitude for the partner that helped you to stretch and strengthen and have a little fun and relax. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Bring your hands together at heart center. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.
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 Namaste. Thank you guys.
Namaste.